Hi guys, welcome back to Nasaha with Naomi. I'm so glad, so glad that you are able to join me for another video. Um, and I'm so glad that you're a member of this family. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you have already done so, if you have not yet, kindly do so by hitting the red subscribe button just below your screen. So kindly just press the button and you will have subscribed to my channel. Also remember to turn on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you will be notified and you'll not miss out on anything. So karibu sana sana. We love visitors in this channel. Follow me on Instagram. I'm Nasimiu Boaz. Follow me on Facebook. I'm Naomi Nasimiu and karibu sana sana. So uh, this is my second video for this year, and I thank God for this far. I remember in my first video uh, and the last video of 2021, then the first video of this year, that is 2022, I I have been talking about growth, about growth. I'm hoping and trusting in God for growth in so many areas of my life, growth in ministry, growth, just all round. And I thank God because He's a faithful God. And you know what? If you confess with your mouth, then it will come. You will possess whatever you are confessing. It will come to reality, even if you can't see it. So whatever it is that you're trusting God for, whatever it is that you've been praying for and hoping for, continue praying and trusting and confessing positive, even if things seem to be so hard, just continue confessing positive things concerning your life, concerning your family, concerning your job, and God will make it to become a reality. So this year, uh when this year started, the Lord gave me, let me say, He gave me a surprise. It was a blessing. The year started with blessings. So those who follow my videos, those who've been following me since I started, you know that sometimes I mention things concerning my family. And there was a time I was talking and saying that I have two kids. So if you don't know, I'm married and I have two children. So my firstborn grew up well, just like a normal baby, although he was a bit late in teething, but he grew up, his milestones were, quite normal, quite ordinary. And during his growth, especially when he was small and then became a toddler, I was not so much concerned about his development. Now, when I gave birth to my youngest, she's a girl, she's called Crystal, we had a bit of a challenge with her growth, her her milestone of standing and walking, her movement milestones, even crawling. She was late because I remember she first crawled when she was a year or almost a year old, and then walking, not walking, standing and moving around with things. She started doing it when she was about a year and a half, maybe a year and 8 months, around there. So it was very much delayed. And I remember by the time she was 6 months, you could even hold her. You see the way you hold a baby, and you are holding her, so you expect the baby to support the legs, to be able to support the baby. And it was, she couldn't step down, she couldn't, once you put her on a standing position, she would fold her legs. So there was a bit of a delay in her, in her development, especially the movement development. So I was so concerned, and every time I would take her for checkup, for her clinics, they would ask me several questions and check on her, and the doctors would tell me that she is well, because she was feeding well. There are some things, some questions, how she's moving, maybe turning, walking, no, not walking, but turning, sitting up, and all that. And when I would answer the questions, the doctors would tell me that it is just a delayed milestone. But now, try telling that to a parent who has never experienced this. You see other kids of friends, and relatives being born behind, after your child. Your child was born maybe a year ago, another one is born this year. After several months or just a year, the baby is moving, and yours is just there, and mine talked very fast. So she was talking, but she was not moving. So when she reached maybe a year and a half or 8 months or so, she started moving around while holding on things, maybe on the tables, on the chairs, and I thought that maybe she was scared. So, one thing that I did through the whole of this process, I prayed for her continuously. I prayed for her continuously, and I continued confessing. I confessed every time. I would confess and even tell her, though she was, she's still a baby, young at that time, even younger than this time, and I would tell her that she would walk, and I would confess positive things concerning her. So one thing I did was pray. Have you ever seen something that you are praying for, and every doubt, any shadow of doubt that tries to come to your mind, you rub it away. You remove it from your mind. Yani, in your mind, it is just that it is either she walks or she walks. There is no any other option. Either she walks or she walks. So I continued praying and trusting and confessing positive things and removing every kind of doubt from my mind that one day my daughter would walk. So at the beginning of this year, the first Sunday of the year, they were just playing in the sitting room. I was in the kitchen. So my children, the firstborn and Crystal, now my second, my last born, the girl, they were playing in the sitting room. I was in the kitchen. So you're just there, and suddenly the baby starts walking just on her own. She just lets go, and whatever she was holding on the table, and she let go, and she started walking. So I was even surprised. So I stretched out my hands. She was standing somewhere, and I stretched out my hands and told her, can you come? I told her, Mama Kuja. So she starts walking, coming towards me. It was a blessing. I felt it was such a moment of relief, such a moment of satisfaction. And this is something that I've been praying for so long. And she walked at 2.5 years. 2.5 years. I was getting worried, wondering, once she reaches 3, she's supposed to be at that age. That is when most of the children start going to play class, going to school. And so sometimes I was asking my questions. I was asking myself questions. And sometimes, I would be tempted even to ask God questions, wondering by the time she reaches 3, will she be able to walk? But once these doubts started coming, I would rub them off, erase them completely from my mind. And so, from this journey of my daughter, this part of parenthood where there is that uncertainty, and there is that discouragement, because you're seeing other children being born and crawling, and others are walking, and yours is just there sitting down. She cannot let go. She cannot even stand on her own. There are several things that I have learned from this journey. And so I just want to share with you. Maybe your case is not a delayed milestone in your child or in your baby. Maybe yours is something, maybe a dream that you have, maybe a desire to get a job, maybe a desire to grow in ministry, maybe a desire to get married, and these people don't seem to be coming. The men are not coming your way, good ladies are not coming your way, and you are wondering until how long. So you have this dream, you're pregnant with something, and you have this dream, you're trusting in God. There are things that I want us to learn together, because from this process of my daughter, there are some things that God was teaching me. And that is another thing that I want you to know, that when you go through a situation, through a process of something, a process is never easy. Processes are very ugly. Sometimes you cry, sometimes you're discouraged, sometimes you feel disappointed, sometimes you're on the verge of giving up. So processes are not good. They're not a good experience. But one thing you should know, that when God allows you to go through a process, then there are things that He also wants you to learn, so that when the blessing comes, you can value the blessing. So these are some of the things that I learned from this process, concerning even other things. As I was praying for and trusting God for my daughter to walk, I was also praying for some other things. And when she walked, the moment she walked, it was like a confirmation to me that these other things that I've been trusting God for, He will also do them for me. So what are some of the things that I've learned through the process? Number one, protect your dream. Protect your dream. I remember I protected my daughter so much, to an extent that some people thought I was very selfish. Why? Because when you let her just be, and people are looking at her, so people will start telling you things and discouraging you, asking you, wako bado hajatembea, unajua nani alizaa nyuma wa huyu wako, na unaona wake ameshatembea, anajishika kama ni kwa meza, this one walked, I don't know, with 9 months, and yours is just there by almost an year, not even standing on anything, not supporting herself on anything. So I had to protect her, from negative words that would be spoken on her life because of this delay in a milestone. So protect your dream. Protect that which God has put in your heart. That passion that you have, that desire that you have. Maybe it is something that you want to do. You want to do music. You want, to go back to school to empower yourself. You just want to do something. Protect your dream. Don't talk about your dream to everyone, because not everyone is for you. One of the men of God that I love so much was preaching sometime, some months ago or some years, maybe a year ago. And he was talking about beware. He was saying, beware of men. Why? Because when God wants to bless you, He will use men. Most of the times, or sometimes, He uses people, men and women, that is, to bless you. And the devil, because he is a thief, sometimes he steals what God had intended for good and uses it to destroy. So, as God is using men, the devil sometimes will also use men to destroy you. So protect your dream. Don't open up to everyone. Yes, you can open up to a few people, have your inner circle, but don't open up to everybody, because not everybody is for you. So open up to people who you trust. Protect that which God has put in you. Protect His promises. Number two, pray continuously about your dream or your passion or your desire. Pray continuously. Pray without ceasing. God is a faithful God. If there is one thing, if I'm to count some of the things that I've prayed for so much in the recent years in my life, that should be my daughter. I've prayed day and night without ceasing. To an extent that I even talked to some friends that I trust, and we were praying together for this issue so that she could be able to stand and even to walk. So pray continuously. Don't give up. Don't get tired. Our God is a God who answers prayer. So pray continuously about it. Number three, shut your ears to the naysayers, because there are people who will talk negatively. Some people who are close to you, others who see what is happening to you. I remember there was a time I wanted to go, I wanted to buy shoes for my daughter. You know, these, we call them Crocs. I don't know if they are, if that is an official name anyway. Crocs, this is zinakwanga sandals. Then they look like sandals and they're plastic shoes. Then they wear it, maybe they wear them maybe in the house or just when moving around the compound or around the plots, So I went to buy from someone, and as we were talking, I was trying to look for, the ones that would fit her properly. And so as you were talking, and this was someone who knew me, this lady, as we were talking, she's like, oh, ameanza kutembea. Then I'm like, bado, but najaribu kumnunulia hizi ndio tuone kama akivaa atajaribu kutembea kwa nyumba ajiachilie. Then this lady tells me, wewe inaonekana nyinyi ndio wale mnafungianga watoto kwa nyumba sana. That was the first thing she told me, that I am very protective. I just keep my daughter in the house. Then number two, she told me, na pia inaonekana maziwa, mtoto akishindwa kutembea haraka, maziwa ya mama yenye mtoto ananyonya, hiyo ndio inakuanga na shida. So you find that you already have something that is weighing you down, and someone is saying something that is adding to the weight. So just shut your ears. So hii ndio ile situation, they come in through this one, they go out through the other one. If someone tells you that, gives you maybe positive criticism, or encourages you, take that. Take what will help you, will encourage you and help you to move on. But whatever that is not for you, whatever that is weighing you down and bringing you down, then just erase it from your mind. So shut your ears to naysayers. And then the last thing that I've learned through this process is, never doubt God. Never doubt God. Our God is a faithful God. Throughout this process, as I was trusting in God and praying and waiting, I never, there were times that, doubt will try to come to my mind. But as I said at the beginning, I would erase the doubts. So it was like she has to walk. It's either atembe ama atembe. Hapa hakuna option. So I never doubted God, and I kept on telling God that, you God of yesterday, you who made, I was telling, and I'm talking to God one-on-one, and I'm like, whatever you did in the past, whatever we read in scriptures, the way Christ would make the lame to walk and all that, I was like, if there is any issue yenye daktari hajaona ama daktari hajajua concerning this child, you are able to correct it. So I don't doubt it. So don't doubt it. Don't doubt that the Lord will do it. Don't doubt that the Lord will answer you. Our God is a faithful God. So God bless you so much. If you're going through any process of whatever kind, maybe yours is not like mine, yours is different, but a process is a process, and they come in different ways. Be encouraged in the Lord that our God is faithful and He is able to do it. So God bless you so much. And I pray that God will meet the desires of your heart. If you're going through anything, I pray that God, may you bless this person who is watching this video. I pray that King of Kings, you will help them to learn whatever they need to learn through this process that they are going through. Give them the courage, oh God. Give them people who will encourage them throughout the journey, because you are a faithful God. I pray for your blessing upon each and every viewer who is watching this channel. May your name be glorified and lifted up in Jesus' name. Amen. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad. Remember, if you're new here, subscribe. If you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button. We are still a long way to 1,000 subscribers, and that is our target for this moment. So kindly join the family. Subscribe, share the videos, give this one a thumbs up if you like it. That is, give it a like, comment. Maybe you can Write something in the comment section. Tell me what you're going through, or maybe what you went through and the Lord gave you victory. I love you so much. And until next time, bye bye.